Welcome back, everyone. So I realized how many people love the iPhone 7. I realized one of my iPhone 7 videos were doing super well in terms of views and everything. And I was like, you know what? A ton of people probably have so much interest in this phone, and rightfully so. It's a great phone and has a lot going for it. It's a very good price per dollar, but at the same time, and this is from my personal experience, I've never had more problems with the phone that I've bought than the iPhone 7. I've had so many problems with the iPhone 7s throughout the years that I've been owning one. With the 7 Plus, not so much. Every so often, I might get some weird issue here and there, but just like any other iPhone, it's not that big of a deal. The iPhone 7 specifically, for some reason, has given me the most amount of problems, and I don't know what that says about the iPhone 7 lineup. And it's not even just specifically for one iPhone 7 that I've owned. I've owned many iPhone 7s. I currently own like 3 or 4 of them, and even now, every time I have to update them, every time I do anything with these devices, I usually have some weird issues with them. But on the other hand, it seems like as a consensus, a lot of people have problems with this specific phone, but also it's a pretty good price per dollar phone. And just like every other issue out there, sometimes, most of the times there's a fix for them. Every single time my iPhone 7 was wrong or was broken or something like that, I was able to fix it. However, it usually resulted me into factory resetting the device and losing all the data within it. Now, for me personally, it's not a big deal, but for you, it might be. I don't use these phones as a main phone, so all that data and stuff I have in it doesn't really matter. However, for you, you might be in a situation where you have your family photos, you have precious things inside of your phone, and you don't want to go and reset it every single time. Now, what I will tell you is that with the iPhone 7, I kind of think it is a pretty good phone still in 2020. I think, if people need to go buy it, if people need to use it, there's really not too much to hate on it up until you get to a situation where you actually have to go and fix the problems that's within that phone. Now, lucky for you, if you have an iPhone 7 or if you're planning on buying one, there are a couple of Apple service programs out there. So if you run into some issues, I believe there's some no service issues, there's some rebooting issues, audio IC issues, things like that. You are able to go and fix those for the most part, as far as I know, if you give them to Apple, and they'll usually give you a brand new phone or they'll fix it for you for free or whatever the case is, which is a good thing, and I like that a lot. But a lot of the problems that I've had were more so than hardware. They were usually software related. So if I were to go and, upgrade my phone or update my phone, even to a next version of iOS, so if it was going from iOS 13.1 to 13.1.1 or whatever the case is, even then, sometimes the software would hang up. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to update, and, I would be stuck in a boot loop, which really, really did suck. So if you get to a situation like that, it's not the end of the world. I would recommend factory resetting, or if that doesn't help it, just go take it to Apple and they'll probably fix it for you. But at the same time, I know so many people that own the iPhone 7s and they've had great experiences with them. They haven't had any issues with it. My dad, he uses an iPhone 7 every single day and he has not ran into one issue at all. He uses his phone all the time. We even bought it used from eBay and it still worked perfectly fine. It hasn't gone anywhere. And he throws his phone around, he just does whatever he wants to do with it, and it still works perfectly fine. So again, and me on the other hand, usually I take care of my devices. Recently, not so much, but at the time when I was using my iPhone 7s, all the time for comparisons and stuff, I was still running into a lot of issues. So what I can tell you is that with the iPhone 7, it's kind of a tricky phone to go and recommend to people. Sometimes I recommend it, sometimes I don't, just because if I don't have a problem with the iPhone 7 for a month or two, then I tend to forget the issues with it. But then when it comes time to go and update my phone, especially with iOS 14 coming out, I'm curious to see how my iPhone 7s are going to go and perform and if they're going to have any issues when updating. Like I said before, my main times that I get issues are when I'm updating my phones. And last year when I was updating to the iOS 13 betas on 2 or 3 separate iPhones and even my iPhone 7 Plus, I was getting those reboot issues and boot loop issues where my other ones didn't necessarily get it. So I don't think the iPhone 7 is a bad phone. I like that phone a lot. It's a very good phone. But it's only good up until you have issues, and that's the thing. Maybe I'm the only one getting issues, maybe I'm doing something stupid, but I don't know, I've owned a couple iPhones in the past, and I think I know how to work them, and none of those ever have issues, but this one has issues, so I don't really get it. However, like I said, on the flip side, I've known so many people who have the iPhone 7s, and they're extremely grateful, and they have great performance, and they still use them to this day, and I feel like if these issues didn't exist, I feel like this would have been one of the best iPhones to recommend to people, just because, it is faster than the iPhone 6s, it's the successor to the 6s, which is a tremendous phone in and of itself, and I feel like still it has a lot of value, but at the same time, I don't like recommending phones to people that have issues. I would at least recommend people getting a 7 Plus. I feel like that if you have to go that route, I've had way less issues on that than on the iPhone 7. but at the same time, the iPhone 8 series is tremendously good, and it's only a little bit more expensive too. So those are my opinions. Again, I could be totally wrong, but that's kind of what I felt like during my whole entire process of owning the iPhone 7s. And I've made a video like this before, but I figured I might as well update it for 2020. So that's pretty much it. If you want to pick up an iPhone 7 Plus or iPhone 8 series, in the description below, I'll leave a link down so you can get them from there. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.